MLP and PPA just announced massive changes to pro pickleball player compensation. We're going to go through all of the details, but the essence of the message was we're changing from guaranteed contracts to incentive based payment. Get on board now or get lost. In this video, I'm going to explain what this means for pro pickleball, who wins, and who loses. Real quick, I'm trying something new on the channel. One Instagram follower and one YouTube subscriber that leaves a comment on this video is going to receive a free Pro XR pickleball paddle of their choosing. So leave a comment and subscribe, win one of these. Anyway, we have to understand a bit of history to understand how exactly we got here. Back in 2023, we had the legendary Tour Wars. MLP and the PPA were working on a merger, which kind of appeared to be losing momentum. At that point, MLP launched a nuke by signing players such as myself, Tyson McGuffin, Anna Bright, James Ignatowicz, etc. And this started a massive bidding war for the remaining unsigned players. During the bidding war, a player that was making $50K in prize money and $50K in guarantees saw that number skyrocket anywhere from $250,000 to $500,000 fully guaranteed, depending on when and where they signed. Everybody ended up with different deals, but the end result was a lot more players being signed for a lot more money, and that money was guaranteed, not incentive-based. Towards the end of 23 and early 24, the leagues merged again and created UPA, which owns MLP and PPA, and it's reasonable to believe that their combined payroll approached $30 million annually. Guaranteed contracts were a great way to sign players, but not a sustainable way to run a pickleball league. Anyway, players were paid fully and on time last year, which had been a problem in the past. In fact, that's probably the main reason why players such as myself chose to sign with MLP in the first place. But 2024 had no payment problems that I was aware of. And trust me, if there were, I would have been all over it. And I would have let you guys know if I was not being paid properly. At the beginning of this year, we started to hear rumblings of renegotiations, and most players were aware of what was happening, which brings us up to today. Now, my opinion is absolutely not going to make me popular with the fellow players, but it's clear as day to me that we were vastly overpaid based on where professional pickleball was and is currently. I think we should be grateful that the executives of MLP and PPA didn't immediately take the company bankrupt and start over when they merged. We have no major TV deals yet. We have no large scale and consistent viewership yet. We have no massive strategic partners yet. While ticket growth metrics are impressive, the numbers don't cover the costs yet. Whether we like to admit it or not, players were vastly overpaid because of the Tour Wars, so a reduction in guarantees and a shift towards incentive-based payment was inevitable. So the new proposal creates a hybrid system between guarantees and prize money. 2025 payments will remain unchanged, but a player's guaranteed salary for 26 will be split over 3 years, 2026, 2027, and 2028. Let's take John Benz, for example. If John Benz was slated to make $150K in 26, he would be guaranteed 50 in 26, 27, and 28, with the opportunity to win substantial prize money on top of that. Many people don't realize this, but there are a lot of signed players that don't actually earn any prize money at these events. Total guaranteed money will be $11 million per year. PPA and MLP prize money will be $15 million, and international prize money will be $5 million per year, which puts us at a total of 31. But that number is slightly deceptive because if a player exceeds their minimum guaranteed amount, the UPA is going to be off the hook for that amount. Using our friend John Benz again, if he won $75K in prize money during the year, he wouldn't receive any of his minimum guaranteed amount. If he made $0 on the year, he would be trued up to that $50K amount. So I'd have to imagine that a good portion of the players would exceed their guaranteed minimum amount. So of the $11 million in minimum guarantees, I would expect that only a fraction of that would actually be paid out, meaning that the total pay is going to be going down. However, I genuinely think that it had to for the solvency of the league. So the new contracts are exclusive as always. They require a minimum of 25 events per year and have different tiers based on when you sign. Currently, contracted players have about 45 days to sign a gold contract with the highest money offering. Standard contracts are available for pros who joined post-2023, and futures contracts are for new players coming in. Each tier has different prize money available to them, and unsigned players are only eligible for 50% of the prize money of a futures contract. Now, there are a couple of issues that I have. First, I think that 25 events is too many. We're already seeing player burnout. I still don't understand why we can't land somewhere between 18 and 21 tournaments. In fact, when certain players aren't at tournaments, I think that it actually can be better. We see different seedings, different matchups, different winners, etc. In my opinion, 25 events is way too many. I also don't think that different prize money grids for different players is a good thing long term. I understand the logic here because UPA needs to transition to a prize money system without alienating their current players, but I think that 26 through 28 is kind of a transition period between the guaranteed money and the incentive base, and it's not going to be perfect. Maybe I'm idealistic, but I'd like to see 2029 be an even playing field for every signed player. Next, maybe it's because I'm not threatening to win a PPA title anytime soon, but I think that the payout structure is too skewed towards the top. I'd like to see it spread out to the round of 32 and have a bit more depth at the round of 16. The losers are the up and coming players and the players that can't back up their massive Tour Wars guaranteed amounts. The winners are the Tour Wars players that are still at the top of the game, I think the league, and the fans. Annalie Waters is looking at prize money of 113K if she can triple crown at a slam. The league can likely shave off $5 million in player expenses, and the fans get to watch a league where the players eat what they kill. Anyways, Connor Pardo is coming on the podcast this upcoming week to discuss. So if you have questions for him, let me know by leaving a comment. And actually, that'll automatically give you a chance to win a Pro XR paddle if you're a subscriber or a follower.